The Tchouameni deal to Real Madrid is not done yet. Paris Saint-Germain have accelerated their conversations with the exciting young French midfielder. They will go toe-to-toe with Real Madrid to sign the player this summer. It was reported just 24 hours ago that the deal was as good as done. But as ever in the transfer market, this can change with the click of your fingers. Now, even further and more exciting news on top of that, it is reported that Chelsea Football Club could also be back in for the player, as well as Liverpool Football Club. It is said that after the Champions League final, the Merseyside outfit and Jurgen Klopp will accelerate their efforts to try and convince Tchouameni to come to the Premier League and not the Bernabeu or Paris. We're going to jump into it in more detail, but smash the like button right now. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's do this. PSG have accelerated negotiations with Tchouameni thanks to the help of Kylian Mbappe and Luis Campos. A deal is not fully agreed yet between Real Madrid and AS Monaco, so PSG think they have a chance. That is the breaking news this evening, but this is not the first time today that the deal to Real Madrid has been reported as being completed or near to completion, being seen as a little bit premature. Earlier on today, shared here by the Anfield Talk, stated that there is no full agreement for Tchouameni to join Real Madrid. Liverpool will step up their chase after the Champions League final on Saturday. However, Madrid are currently in pole position. Now, this is exciting news if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a PSG fan. On top of that, Chelsea is still massively interested in making this deal happen. Here you can see from Nazir Kinsella, he says, in addition, there could yet be a third side to enter the race. So let me just give this some context. Their story speaks of PSG and Real Madrid. They don't mention Liverpool. That's a different journalist, but we'll come back to that in a moment. The Premier League side have scouted the player heavily, including looking at what he is like off the pitch. However, the Blues must wait until their takeover to be completed before they make a move. But that's pretty much done now. They also have to make a decision on the future of N'Golo Kante and Jorginho, who are about to enter the final 12 months of their contracts. The duo could be sold to make room for Tchouameni or offered new deals if boss Thomas Tuchel still thinks they have a long-term future at the club. Three teams all fighting out for one of the hottest young properties. Four teams fighting out to do that. Now, where is he going to go? We have to go back and look at yesterday's stories. What a lot of journalists were saying they were told yesterday. That one of the reasons that he has agreed his deal, and by the way, he has agreed personal terms with Real Madrid. He has also agreed personal terms with Liverpool. But why the Real Madrid decision? He has been promised by Real Madrid, of course, the riches that come with being a star at the Santiago Bernabeu. On top of that, they have told him that he will be a key and pivotal part in the midfield next season. He will have a key player status at the football club. And this is massive for Tchouameni. He's going to earn big money wherever he goes. However, guarantee of first team football was a key thing for him. Of course, form pending. That's a prerequisite. Real Madrid offered it to him as well as big money. It's why he said and decided, I want to go to Real Madrid. But Madrid is still negotiating with AS Monaco. Now, this is normal. We speak about this very regularly on the Football Terrace. It still hasn't caught on within football that this is the general process. Player agrees terms first, then the clubs negotiate. Seldom is it the other way around. Very rarely is it the other way around. During this time, PSG are about to step up their charge. They're about to step up into this race and go, we're going to come in heavy and hard. Now, this is no surprise to a lot of people. Kylian Mbappe staying is a huge part of this. They need to convince young Kylian that they are going to do everything in their power to bring the best players they can to PSG. Mbappe, yes, he's been paid a colossal amount of money, but he wants to win the Champions League. He wants to make PSG
historic. And you can't become one of the greatest teams of all time without winning the Champions League. It's impossible. He knows this. So Madrid are in trouble because PSG want this desperately. On top of that, we've seen PSG look at the likes of Frankie de Jong and everything else. Now, this could have a massive butterfly effect on the rest of the window, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Now, it's also been reported, as you can see here, from Santi J. FM, that there is no full agreement and Liverpool will step up their chase after the Champions League final on Saturday. Now, some will say it's a bit of a risk. What if Real Madrid get the deal done between now and then? Well, we'll see what comes to fruition. But Liverpool have every chance in this race. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. Maybe Liverpool are going to have a change of stance. Maybe Liverpool will sit back and go, do you know what? Maybe we need to give him a more key and starting role in this in the Liverpool team from day one. Maybe we need to make a sacrifice in our own midfield to make space for him. Maybe we need to put on the charm offensive. Maybe we can offer him some more money because we need Tchouameni. We need him. I can't say any more than that. We need him at Liverpool. He is one of the very best young midfielders in the world. He's mature. He's technically brilliant. He has got great physical attributes. He's everything that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp need. And then we look at Chelsea. And Chelsea's situation is so interesting to me. It truly, truly is, because they nearly had him in the bag last year. And the reports were that Chelsea walked away and said no. It now transpires that at the age he was and where he was mentally at that time, he didn't see a pathway into the first team. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho were off the back of monster seasons. Kovacic playing brilliantly. There was talk of a big money move for Declan Rice, irrespective of Tchouameni coming in. And there was all this talk about young Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour was going to be a star. Now, he may still turn out to be that. He may still be the star. But he kind of chose no. Chelsea stepped back. The world's different now for Chelsea. Kante seems to have regressed. J5 isn't the player he was a year ago. Thomas Tuchel may say, let's move them on. Once his takeover is fully complete and they've got the full operating licenses to push forward, do not be surprised if Chelsea come in hard. Do not be surprised if Chelsea try to get this player in. You can't just sit back and watch the parade go by. Now, in terms of the butterfly effect, it's interesting because Madrid have stepped up their pursuit because they missed out on Kylian Mbappe. PSG, the knock-on effect for them has very, very much been, well, let's go after Frankie de Jong. They've gone for Frankie de Jong as well. If they land Tchouameni, will Frankie de Jong say no? If Frankie de Jong doesn't have PSG as an option, will he end up at Manchester United? It could help. This deal could help Manchester United. Not only could it take away Tchouameni from Liverpool and Chelsea, but it could also give them a better chance of landing Frankie de Jong. Potentially. Different type of players. But maybe, just maybe. You look at Liverpool, if they missed out on Tchouameni, what do they do? Who do they go after? Could they go back in for Yuri Tillemans, who they were linked with heavily last year? Does that impact Arsenal that are after him? Could they go, right, let's go and break the bank and try and get Jude Bellingham a year earlier than is expected? Maybe. That's a long shot, but potentially. Who else have they got? They clearly want a midfielder to bolster their ranks. Who else are they going to go for? Whose targets are they then going to go and chase? For Chelsea, would this then trigger them to go and start negotiating heavily for Declan Rice? Declan Rice and Tchouameni are the two players they want. Similar, not similar stylistically, but similar in terms of roles that they would partake at the club. If they don't go for Rice and they don't have Tchouameni, who else could they potentially go for? They need reinforcements, there's no doubt. And of course, Real Madrid, if they miss out on Kylian Mbappe and Tchouameni, what does that say about their pull? What does that say about their power? And where else will they go? You've got Paul Pogba that looks set to go to Juve, a former target of Real Madrid. Could it be Paul Pogba revisited for them? The transfer market has not officially opened, but it's already absolutely on fire with so many of the biggest and best teams across Europe fighting out for multiple signatures. Chelsea are not out of this race. Liverpool are not out of this race. PSG have entered it with a vengeance. Now, PSG, interestingly, are a club last year that were looked at as not really a major possibility for Tchouameni. That now could massively, massively change. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Where do you think this player is going to end up? Leave that in the comment section below. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very